would walk with God, understand his ways and his acts, become conversant with the dealings and the motions of God. An Elijah that has tapped and touched God physically will then begin to mentor another generation called the Elisha generation. And that is the second day, because Elijah is the first day. In the first day, Satan will not show up. In the second day, he will still not show up, because the memory of God is still very fresh. And the footprints of those who walked with him closely are still very clear for all to see. He will show up at Gehazi the third day. And if you meet Gehazi, the only thing he will have is a memory of God, the history of the great hand of God. And so it will be from the time of Gehazi that men will begin to cry to see your glory and your power. As you have walked with our fathers, show us your glory again. It will be in Gehazi that men should cry, would thou not revive us, so that thy people may rejoice in thee. Mind you, the reason why he will only come during Gehazi is because Gehazi don't know God. Gehazi knows only the God of Elijah. Mind you, even Elisha only knew the God of Elijah. So the way he invoked the mighty finger of God, he took the mantle and came before Jordan and said, where is the God of Elijah? Mind you, when Elijah dealt with God, he was not referring through any man. It was an intimacy, a dealing, a track record that produced that. So they walked with God as a life. But then a generation can begin to camp under the results of another generation. And then they will forget that they don't even know that God yet. Because the ripple effect of the work of the elders can continue to cover for our lapses. But it's only inside Gehazi that the great dragon will show up. Because he knows that Gehazi does not know how to locate God. He only has histories, all kinds of books. He has a library about the hand of God, but he does not know how to invoke it. And so it will be in Gehazi that the heritage of many generations will be lost forever. I bring good news to us, but it is mad and mixed with all kinds of, sad narrative. We are Gehazi. We are the Gehazi generation. The SU revival, and I've taken my time to study the moves of God upon this side of the kingdom, especially Africa. Currently, the Nigerian church holds a very important role in the church generally in Africa. The Nigerian church is setting the pace. The SU revival that produced the men we currently are hiding under their canopies, it broke out in a point where most of them were students. And on campus, a strange fire broke out. And these men surrendered to the will of Jesus in their youth. And so the Benson Idahosa generation will mentor Oyedepo. And so the Archbishop Benson Idahosa is symbolic of a generation. And so he would raise another generation called Daddy Oyedepo's generation. The devil will not move them because these men, they dug wells before they found water. Philistines don't come to choke those kind of wells. They wait until the well moved from Abraham to Isaac. Then they come in the day of a man who don't know or have history of digging wells. So they sank Philistines. Philistines only come during the time where a man that went to kneel down with 1 million and say, sir, I came to tap. You will tap and Philistines will choke it up. The Philistines will not show up yet. Collect everything you want to collect. They are waiting for the fathers to exit time. Then they will teach the arrogant children that they don't know God. Now we have them around us. If you make any mistake, they can call you to order. They will not attack you yet. They want the elders to leave. Then you will see how void and empty our heart. We are sitting on a time bomb. There is too much arrogance. You raise a song, 2 people fell down. It's the beginning of a church. You will soon know when the princes that have land documents come and ask you, how did you buy land to build this church? Mind you, you cannot build anything on this side of the kingdom until you have bought land. You can't build a family until you buy the land. The family will stay on top. It is like Erufai. build anything, use 30 years to erect it. A time will come, if you are not well registered with the Land Use Act of the land, there will be principals that will show up and say, this is not in the master plan. Just in case your own passion is, you navigated your way and you found a forest. You felt no man has this land. The land does not belong to anybody. Start building, you will know the owner.